So, so I was watching the Leroys, and this is very random. Um, Reese has a friend named Abby, and this is just random. It just clicked for my brain because my brain is trying to find answers. And she just randomly said, "Eat more chicken," and my brain was like, "Hey, pay attention to that." And as I'm unraveling it, I'm realizing I lost because I'm rich. When have you ever heard that? No one calls Bill Gates a loser. No one calls Steve Jobs a loser. How can you lose when you're rich? That doesn't make sense. But it makes sense what Abby said. I mean, this is just like a teen. She said, eat more chicken. Eat at McDonald's. Eat at Chick-fil-A. Create a club. Something simple. It means the majority of the world is poor. You can only know it if you experience it. I have never experienced a poor life. I've always been friendly. I've never been shy. So my brain has never built the freeway into getting out of shyness. It's always beating people up because I'm so rich. If I'm rich, I can beat you up. My brain has never built the freeway to figuring out, how do I get out of shyness? How do I make friends? I never had to make friends. I smile and they want to be my friend. It was always easy for me because I'm always pretty. So I never struggled making friends. There were people I avoided. There were cheerleaders I didn't want to talk to, but I never struggled. So my brain never built the necessary pathway to, okay, you are here, you need to get to here, you need to build this. It just, I assume if I smiled at the admissions officers, I'm going to get my way, because that's how it's always been. And they were like, no, you're not going to get that. You need to you need to find another way, because we're not going to give you this. It's random, but we're deciding not to give you this. You need to think of another way. And to them, because they've experienced shyness in their lives, they're like, if it were up to us, if we were in your position, we would create clubs to reach other people. Me being rich, I'm like, reach other people? Just say hello to me. Because it's easy. I just smile at people, I wave at people, I say hello to people. To me, it's easy. But it doesn't make sense to them. That's what I'm learning. To them, a hello is like alien. To them, a smile is like alien. To them, if I'm nice, it's alien. They don't get it. They don't understand it. They don't understand a nice person. They don't understand a kind person. They don't understand a friendly person. They don't understand it. They don't get it. And I wear it. I wear it all the time. I wear a smile. I wear kindness. I do it all the time. And they just don't get it. So what I'm learning is I need to bridge that gap. And DeRosa is trying to teach me, and the admissions officer is like, there's a gap from you and them. There's a gap. You may think that you're doing good enough. They don't understand. Right? I am doing the best. I'm right. Being right is not good enough. You have to do. It's just not good enough to be right. You have to do what's right. You have to do. You have to be in there. You have to do it. So in order to reach them, a hello, a smile is not good enough. Because they wouldn't understand it. Even though it's easy for me. If someone smiled at me, said hello to me, and is nice to me, and is kind to me, and is friendly to me, I would pay it forward. That's how my brain works. I know that was a friendly gesture, and I know to pay it forward. They don't know that. They're poor their whole lives. They don't understand it. They're like, oh, a friendly person. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Not to me. When someone's being friendly to me, I'm like, I gotta pay that forward. That's how my brain works. So I don't need a club to teach me that. Because I just get it. That's not how the majority of the world works, though. Right? So you need to understand where you are and where the rest of the world is. Right? I didn't know this at 19. I'm just like, at 19, I remember thinking, yo, I'm weird. I remember thinking that. Like, I am weird. I don't fit in here. I do not fit in here. Like, I remember thinking that during my grade school years, like, I am weird. Like, I'm really weird. I didn't show it, but because I'm afraid of judgment. But I know when I'm alone, I'm a weird kid. I'm really friendly. So you need to learn who you are, but you also need to learn what the majority of the world is going through. And most of them are going through shyness. They don't know how to make friends. Even though it's easy for me, it's not easy for them. So DeRosa got it right where, and the admissions officers where it's like, yes, you are at a high level, but you're not doing enough. That's basically what they're trying to teach me in the AP on your own class. They're like, you're not doing enough for the community. Like, you are an A student, but you're just not involved in the community enough. They need your help. They don't get it the way you get it, right? They don't get it. You're not doing enough. So it's not being rich is bad. It's just I'm not distributing that wealth correctly. I'm just getting richer, and society is just maintaining their poor status. So I'm going up and they're just going, so it's like this. I'm getting richer and they're just staying poor. And I need to get them as rich as me. So what DeRosa and the admissions officers are saying clearly to me, and my brain is starting to understand this now, is that I was trying. right? In college, I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get people up to my level. But DeRosa is like, you don't have all day. You don't have 3 years. You don't have 25 years. You need to think of things faster. You need to be in the community, do more in the community faster. Think of something faster. You don't have all day to think. Um, and a club is the easiest thing to do. Right? I can control the conversation. I can lead the conversation, and it gradually gets them up to me, and not let them flatline their whole lives. So DeRosa is 100% right. DeRosa and the admissions officers they're 100% right. I just didn't. I just got stuck, man. Like I thought I was doing the right thing, and I guess I was trying to make it too perfect. Like, oh, maybe the color red, and then no, you need to just do something. Don't be so perfect. Like, forget the colors, forget shadows, and it's like the Mona Lisa in the current cartoons. Like, it's like, no, we don't have time to do layers of paint. We don't have time for that. We need to get rid of the shadows, get rid of and have a simple idea, right? And the cartoons today are very simple, and it gets the message across, the same message as the Mona Lisa. We don't have all day to paint a Mona Lisa, but we can do a cartoon really quickly and get the same message out there. Um, so that's what I need to start doing, is get away from that perfectionism, that realism, and just create more, do more in the simplest way I can. So yeah, I didn't think of that at 19. Me, my brain is like disgusted at that thought. I should have been better at 19. Now that I know what to do at 34, like, of course I can't change it, but it's like, so how my brain works is like, how could I have gotten to this idea at 19? And by thinking that way, um, if there's anything new at 35, I can shorten it. Like, make sure you get away from that realism and get more into like design. Design is more simplifying. So at age 19, I should have taken design classes, which I was. Brett DeBoer was teaching graphic design. I was taking his classes. It just doesn't make sense. I was taking design. That's what my brain is simplifying it to. Like, take design classes. It just it just did not register. I was taking design classes. Even though at the time I was like, why am I taking design classes? Because I was a studio art major. I enjoyed the class. I just didn't understand why I was taking it. But it was to simplify your thoughts. Make sure you simplify your thoughts. It's okay to have grand thoughts, but make sure you simplify it where it works in the world. You can't have Mona Lisa going on for trillions of years. You can't have that. It's a never-ending painting. You can't have that. That was Leonardo da Vinci's crutch. He just never finished anything. Never. He just never finished anything. You can't do that. You got to simplify and create more products. So yeah, I took design classes in college. I just, it never occurred to me that that's what I had to do to simplify my idea. It was a good idea to simplify it so you can mass produce it. Something that pop art did, like it's more about mass producing. Because the majority of people, so like humanities, take humanities classes. I didn't have enough humanities classes. I had art history, maybe humanities. Like, um, what can you do for the world now, not in the future? So what can you do now with your skills now? What can you do right now? And not oh, I can paint a Mona Lisa in the future. We don't have the future to wait for. We have right now. What can you do now? So maybe more humanities classes. I didn't have enough. All I had was art history as a humanities class. That's all I had. Um, like more gender studies, religious studies, world history, like more humanities to understand economics, world government, to understand what can you do for the world right now. With your skills as a teenager, what can you do? As with your skills in grade school, what can you do? What in college, what can you do? In college, not in the future, in college. What can you do right now in college? So, in grade school, what can you do? As a teenager in high school, what can you do? In college, what can you do? So I was projecting too far into the future and I wasn't thinking like right now. Like, what can I do right now? I wasn't simplifying it. So yeah, I should have taken more humanities classes. See, I didn't know that when I was researching. I would have taken my I always liked history when I was in high school. Anyways, yeah, humanities. Take more humanities classes. What can you so it teach you what can you do right now? What can you how can you help the world right now? Simplify it.